Time once again for your update from the city of New Hope, and bringing us the update is the mayor, Kathi Hemken. Welcome, Mayor. How are you today?
Hi, Dave. Fine, thank you. It looks like summer just jumped in.
It looks fantastic, and we've got some outdoor things to talk about, also indoor things. Maybe a little mention of the pool might be coming up, so stick with us here. Mayor, let's start in community development, talk about Pub 42. Speaking of taking advantage of the great outdoors, tell us what is happening there and how the process is moving along.
Well, we passed an ordinance that says that standalone restaurants could have more than 30% of their indoor capacity at an outdoor seating. So Pub 42 really took advantage of that, built a beautiful patio with lights and flowers and benches, and they're open for business. They were open within a week from the
Hmm.
time we passed the ordinance. So they were ready to do that. It's one of those things we want to keep all our businesses in town and doing business whenever we can. So I always encourage people to please shop locally, buy locally, get those get those meals locally if you can. There's
Hmm.
anything you can do to help the local economy.
Very true. So stop by and take a look at that new patio area. City Day, it's something that people might remember from the past, but it's coming back. Tell us about City Day, what it is, and when it's going to happen this year.
Well, first of all, when it's going to happen is October 9th,
Hmm.
and it'll be at Civic Center Park. We haven't had a city day since 2017. And the first year we were building the city hall. The second year we were building the pool. And then we had the pandemic. So here we are back. So we'll have all of our big trucks from Public Works there, and the police cars will be there, and there'll be food trucks. And we're also doing it in conjunction with West Metro is having an open house, the fire department. So the kids can go over and view the fire trucks and play over there a little bit, come over to City Days. We'll block off the street. It'll just be a city party.
Very good. Great fun to be had by all. We'll give you more information as we get
Yeah.
closer to that event. Let's talk about scattered site housing. We have just a few properties to update folks on. First, Aquila. How is the progress going there?
Well, that's the house with the fire. And of course, we couldn't go inside of it to do any training with the police or fire department because of the fire and the integrity of the house. So we don't want anyone to get hurt. So that should be demolished in the next, I think they have until the 1st of June to have it down. So that'll be coming up. And then we'll get a contractor to come in, and that contractor, those bids will have to be done by the end of June. And then they'll start building.
And let's move up to 52nd in Pennsylvania. How is that house coming along?
That one's gone. So the garage and the shed and the house are gone. They're sealed
Hmm.
the well under the driveway. They did everything they need to do. We went out for bids with a contractor on that one too. So that'll come back. And again, they've got till the 26th to get those bids back in, and then we'll pick a contractor to build that too.
Let's move ahead to something people might want to put on their calendar. That is the upcoming business networking group. It comes up on June 2nd. What will the topic be?
It's 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
and it's going to be hosted by St. Therese. We don't know if it's going to be in person or virtual or both. We'll find that out a little bit later. I think a lot depends on what's going on at St. Therese. They
Hmm.
have that lovely patio out back that they could put us there so we're outside. Just don't know yet where we're going to be, but there'll be something on the website.
Very good. Let's move over to the police department. An update there. The chief and the captain attended a meeting that is of interest here with this time and all that is going on. Give us a little background and tell us what they might have learned.
Well, the seminar was Workforce Behavior Interventions Program. When people are out with COVID and they're working, not that they have it, but with the pandemic, and they're working from home, sometimes it's a little unnerving for them to come back.
Hmm.
And so they want to make sure that when they do come back, and all of our staff has been back for quite a while, but we want to make sure they're comfortable back. And our staff does a lot of interaction with the public. And so we want them to be comfortable. We want them to be safe. So that's why the police were there, making sure that everything is working not only with their police department, but with the rest of the city too.
One other police note, they are out once again delivering meals. How does this work with the police department?
Well, this week, two detectives went out.
Very
So
good.
two of our detectives were out and delivering the meals, and I think that's just a really cool thing to do.
Public Works talking about cleaning up in the park area, and we're going to talk about this a little later, but the Performance Center area. Tell us about some of the work that they've been doing.
So we have this brand new performance center, and for some reason, people think it's okay to just trash it.
Hmm.
And so there's been a lot of trash around by the skate park and the back of the performance center. And of course, the public works has to go pick all that junk up. So we'll talk about what to do about that, what the public can do about that a little later. But I just want people to know that we are doing something and we're not happy about it.
Very good. Let's move ahead to projects and some miscellaneous things happening in the city. Street infrastructure improvement. Oregon is the place to be if you want your street redone, but maybe not the place to drive. How is that project coming
Yeah.
along?
Well, they had to replace the water main between 38th and 39th in Oregon. That's done, and all the residents are hooked up to their permanent water supply now. But before that, they were using hoses to get the water to them. So
Oh
that
my.
part's done. The street has been removed, and they'll start blacktopping or covering that, blacktopping it probably next week. So a couple more weeks, you guys, and you'll have a beautiful street.
And a little change in plans. Speaking of streets for the folks on Sumter, what is happening there and what is the change?
Well, Sumpter Place is a little cul-de-sac on the northeast part of the city. And they were going to do a seal coat and fog seal on that. And they went out to just check on stuff they always do. And lo and behold, it was like, oh, well, we can't even seal coat this. So they're
Mhm.
getting a mill and overlay a little bit ahead of schedule. But I think that just points out that we really do pay attention. And by the residents all putting money into this pot so that we can do these projects when they seem like they need to be done. We don't have to go and try to get another bid. So that will be done along with the other projects that are being done this summer. So they will also get a new street. It's a little different with a cul-de-sac. They've got just
Sure.
a big mess in a little space. But they'll get a fill and overlay on their part too.
All right. Speaking of a mess, the railroad crossing on Winnetka has been a little bit of a mess for people trying to get around town, but some good progress taking place, but still a little bit of time till it's
Yeah.
fully open. Give us the update.
So Winnetka Avenue, where the railroad crosses, that's about 51st, 52nd.
Hmm.
We've been trying to get that fixed forever. Well, part of the problem is Winnetka's a county road. The railroad, so we're dealing with the county, we're dealing with the railroad. Well, the railroad part is fixed. And I
Okay.
know it's fixed because I had to sit for 9 minutes and watch 175 cars go by, railroad cars. But I think what happened is these cars have been kind of sidetracked. And now that the track is open, they can
Hmm.
move those cars and get them moved to where they need to be. But it's still closed to traffic because now the county is doing the pipe work underground. So a couple more weeks, folks, and you'll have a beautiful railroad crossing on Winnetka. And then
All
they're
right.
moving to Boone, and you'll have the same kind of problem there. But one by one, we'll get it all done.
That's right. Progress is being made. Let's move to Park and Rec. A lot happening here. We mentioned earlier great things happening outside. Let's talk about the dance program, though, something that just wrapped up. They really got creative, but they came through with a great program, it sounds like.
It did. So, typically the kids would come in and into the studio and they would learn their dances. They did a lot of it virtually. So they had these little kids in front of a screen doing their little tap dance moves and they're teaching them virtually. Well, then comes time for the recital. That was going to be a problem. So they
Hmm.
decided that each dancer could have 4 tickets and they were going to put the families together but distance them. So
Okay.
the auditorium had little groups of people all over the auditorium. I got to sit by myself and watch it, and it was great. And the dancers were all masked, even the little ones, and it was just fabulous. They get a lot of credit for that. They wanted to figure out a way to do it, and they did. It was really fun.
Congratulations to all the dancers and again the staff that put this all together in a difficult year. Let's talk about summer programs and events. A lot is coming up. You want to mention In Motion and also something happening really quickly, some concerts at that new entertainment park.
There is. So if you happen to throw away your In Motion magazine, it sits on the counter and you go, oh, well, I'm done with that. There's a lot of stuff in July and August
Hmm.
that's in there. And so go down to City Hall and get another one if you threw your old one away, if you need one. So the Percolators, that's a band. They're performing at the Performance Center on the 26th of May. That starts at 7 to 8:30. It's free.
Hmm.
There's other concerts, music concerts coming. We'll tell you about them as they come. Or if you want to know in advance, go get your motion out
Sure.
and look. And then there's a program called Young Mudders. And that's Mudder, like mud.
Okay. Right.
So it's a program where kids slide and play in the mud.
Of
And
course.
then staff hoses them off and sends them home. I understand there's still a couple openings on that. The kids just love it. And so that's coming up in June 12th. So if you haven't signed up and your young ones want to, um, and you threw your emotion away, go
Yep.
get another one and sign up, or you can just go to the Park and Rec website and sign up
Excellent.
that way.
Yep, a lot of information on the city's website, newhopemn.gov, to find out about some of that fun and other things that are coming up. One of the other things you might read about is gymnastics. If you have a young one, might be involved in that program. There's a little move coming up, Mayor. Where is the program moving to on a temporary basis?
Well, we need, for the gymnastics team, they need good ventilation because of the chalk that the kids use,
Hmm,
and they need high ceilings. So it's kind of hard to find a place.
sure.
Well, we were at Sandburg Middle School, but they're doing some renovation. So we're moving the whole program to New Hope Learning Center over by Cooper across the street. So that'll be moved like in August, and then they'll start the gymnastics program there. The staff is, again, the staff is being very
Yeah.
innovative on where they can go and what they can do. And the District 281 rents us the space to do that.
Couple other facility updates from the city. Let's go to the golf course first. How are things going there? What are some of the latest things that are happening, including the continuation of plants being sold?
They are. Well, you can always do open golf on the weekends.
Yeah.
But of course, go online and make a tea time or call up and make a tea time because it fills up quickly. There's some tea times available during the days, but there are leagues, so they might be a little sketchy. But
Okay.
again, there are times you can play. So the plant sale we had at this point, there was $975 raised for the golf course. There's still plants out there. The interesting thing that's happened is now the hostas are starting to get bigger, so they
Hmm,
look pretty. They look pretty good. The
sure.
plants are cheap; they're two for $5.
Great.
Just go pick up a couple plants, go inside, give them your $5, and go home and plant them.
One other neat thing happening at the golf course is something that I like the sound of, a lesson and lunch. How can we take advantage of this?
Well, I signed up for that with my golf league team,
Okay.
and it was really great. It's 45 minutes with an instructor, and there were just four of us. And then afterwards, we went into the clubhouse, and Mark made us a hot dog, and we had brownies. Well, I brought the brownies, and somebody brought the potato salad, but we had lunch there. There's still spots available. It's $20.
Okay.
Again, go to your in motion. And if you don't have it, you can call the golf course and sign up, or you can call Park and Rec and sign up.
Let's head over to the ice arena. A lot of activity there, not only on the ice, but up on the roof as well. Give us that quick update.
Well, the Minnesota All Stars hockey team is just finishing up their tournament this week. So they're scheduling fall and winter time already. The roof replacement is just about done, and the skylights will be done probably they're going to start that in a few weeks.
Other facility that people all have their eye on is the Aquatic Park. And tell us about some of the action that's happening there. Some maybe water going in, water going out at different times. What's happening?
Well, I didn't know this, but they told me that the pool itself is sort of like a boat. And if there's no water in the pool, if it happens to rain real hard and water gets around the outside of the pool, it could push on the pool and break the concrete. So they have to keep water
Okay.
in the pool just to keep the integrity of the pool there. Well, that water untreated got kind of scudgy, of course. So now they've drained the pool and they'll power wash it this week and then put water back in. And then they start with the chemicals. And so we will be ready on the 6th of June.
All right, lots of exciting coming up on the pool. Human resources, just a quick note, a recent workshop and webinar on managing a post-pandemic workplace. And again, you talked about this a little bit earlier from the police department, but a lot of attention being given here.
It is because all of our staff works with the public, and we
Mhm.
want to make sure that the public is safe. We want to make sure that our staff is safe, and so they're having these workshops so the staff knows what's expected of them,
Mhm.
and they can just help people when they come in. We don't have a mask mandate anymore,
Right?
but if you're working with someone you don't know, they might be having their mask on, even the person coming in or the person in the workplace. But just all things to keep everybody safe if we can.
Couple final notes from communications. We want to mention a little bit about garage sales. And if you love garage sales, boy, does New Hope have something in store for you. When is this big event coming?
Okay, so we're doing a citywide garage sale. This is like the second or third year, I think.
Okay.
And what you do is you go to the website and you can sign up that you're going to have a garage sale. Doesn't cost anything. Your name
Hmm.
gets put on a map, and those interactive maps, and people can download those maps so they know where your garage sale is. It saves
Okay.
on advertising on your part.
Hmm.
So it's a Friday and a Saturday, and just get your treasures together, get them on a table, and then
Right.
sign up at City Hall.
All right, sounds like some fun for the community. Final note, we want to come back to a little bit about the Civic Center Park and that area, and again, some of the vandalism as well that is happening there. What is the message from the city, and how can residents maybe help out?
Well, we built this beautiful campus, and for some reason, people think it's okay. Not people, some people think it's okay to write on the building, put your name on the lockers. So if you happen to see, if you're one of the neighbors, please, we all want to take care of that park. If you're just
Mhm.
driving by, if you see something happening that shouldn't be happening, you can call the Park and Rec Department at 763-531-5151 and tell them there's something going on. If it's something destructive, you might want to call 911.
Okay.
And you can only call the city during working hours because
Sure.
that's the only time that phone gets answered.
Hmm.
So please call 911. We do not give your name or your address out to anybody, but we need to stop that vandalism because it's just kind of wrecking it for everybody. We
Certainly,
need we
and
need help. We can't just sit there all day and watch it.
right, new treasure in the city to protect. So residents can certainly help out via that phone number. And again, if you have questions or information about things going on in the city, go to the city's website, newhopemn.gov. Mayor, thanks once again for your time. Enjoy the nice week outside, and we will talk to you next week.
Thanks, Dave. See ya.
Learn more about the connection at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.